Hey guys, my name's Sam and welcome to Prep Medic. In this week's video, we're reviewing the Flat IFAK by Rescue Essentials. So it has been a while since I have done an IFAK review. This week we are going through the Rescue Essentials Flat IFAK, which is part of a new line of covert medical kits that they're coming out with, primarily designed around executive protection agents. People that need to carry a really large loadout but don't want to be super conspicuous with a medical pack right in their hand or on their back. So this kit here can be worn a number of different ways. First, let's talk about the outside of it. The outside is relatively standard for an IFAK, but it has a couple neat features. So up here we have some PALS loops. These are a super sturdy fabric that you can easily weave MOLLE attachments into. The thought process with this is if you're wearing this on the front of a plate carrier, you could still put mag holsters. If this is in your car, which we'll talk about in a second, you can put like flashlights or phone cases on it. It just gives you a little bit more versatility with the front of it. And then down here, you have some elastic retention straps and kind of a folded loop of fabric so that when you do pull this kit out, if you do have mags mounted on it, the front of this isn't going to be just completely floppy and making the retention difficult on whatever else you have mounted. The rest of the kit is a nylon fabric, very sturdy, and on the back it has MOLLE attachments with these guys built in, so you don't need to buy malice clips or anything else to actually put this on something. On either side, you have how you actually deploy it. So this isn't like a front zip up or anything like that. This has two plastic tubings around two handles on either side, so this can be deployed from the right side or the left side. Now, like I said, the mounting for this is kind of up to you. Personally, if I was running this on a kit, I'd put this on the back of a plate carrier because it can be reached by either side, and it's not going to take up a ton of room up front. I'm honestly not sure how I'd feel about having this as a front-mounted IFAK with mag holsters. Even though this does have some retention on it, I think it's still going to give you a little bit too much play in whatever else you're trying to draw from it to really keep it reliable in that sense. However, how they really, I think, intend for this to be used, and what you can buy in addition to this, is a headrest vehicle mount. So you can get these from a couple different companies. This one's by Rescue Essentials, and it's really made for this kit right here. This will go on the headrest of a vehicle and allow rapid deployment. What's neat about it is you can deploy it from basically any seat in the car. If you have it behind the passenger seat, if you're the driver, you can reach back, passenger, you can reach behind your head, and then people in the back seat, self-explanatory. And it doesn't take up any knee room. So with the MOLLE panel I had in the car before, I really like that, but it did restrict some of the space in that seat. If you had somebody sitting in the passenger seat of the car that had long legs, push that back, it was just not comfortable for other people there. On the headrest, you're not going to notice it as much. The one thing that I will say about this is this has some straps that come around, will go around the headrest. If you're somebody that's leaning your head up against the headrest, maybe you don't have a whole lot of hair back there, this might get uncomfortable for you because these straps aren't padded or anything. It's not a huge deal, especially because a lot of people don't actually rest their head on that headrest while they're driving. But just be aware that is a thing with this. So getting into the kit itself, I should mention that I think this is actually relatively cheap for an IFAK that's fully stocked. You can pick this kit up without the headrest for about $70, which is actually pretty good. A lot of kits like this are coming in the $110, $120 range. Coming into it, so like I said, you pull it from either side. It does have some hook retaining on the back, so it's not going to deploy on its own without you wanting it to do so. And like I said here, this does cinch it up a little bit with these elastic straps, but you still have a little bit of play when the IFAK's not actually in use. Looking at the kit, comes in just a nice packed up kit like this. It's not going to splay open and go everywhere. You can open these two flaps, and as we do so, you get all of the contents inside. So this comes with a standard loadout. You guys have seen a lot of these IFAK reviews, so you kind of know that each one of these comes with a very similar complement, and this is no exception. It comes with everything that you need to stop major bleeds, seal a chest wound. So when we're looking at this, we've got a shears pocket. It comes with a mini set of shears. You could fit a full set of shears in there, and that just goes on the top flap there. And then it has 3 hook loop attachments, one at the top, one on either side for various tourniquets. You can actually choose which tourniquet it comes with. You can have the cat tourniquet like I have here. You can actually get it with the SAM XT, which this will be for another video, but I'm actually coming to really like this tourniquet as a primary tourniquet, not just a training tool. And then you can also do the Softy Wide, which is a little bit more of a compact option, and that could fit right on the side. You could even, in theory, keep multiple tourniquets in this if you so chose. So it's not a bungee retention, so you can kind of adjust the size there. So cat tourniquet in this one. Have a set of gloves. I like the Rescue Essential gloves a little bit more than the North American Rescue ones because they're not as vacuum packed. I've had several instances in the last couple months where I've pulled out some of the Talon gloves that had been sitting in my kit for a while, tried to put them on, and they would not get into a good shape to fit my hands, and they'd rip almost right away. So I like that these are a little bit more loosely packaged in there. In this top flap pocket, you've got a set of hyphen chest seals. Obviously, I like these guys. These are kind of my go-to chest seals for just about everything I'm doing. Come with 2, very small, and work well. And then into this big pocket, here we've got a number of things. It's worth mentioning that a lot of pre-made IFAKs that have contents in them like to kind of jam pack it so that every piece of space in it is used. What's nice about this is that there's plenty of space where you could play with this with your own supplies. You don't necessarily have to get it with their supplies that they stock in it. You could add things, you could take things out, and it would still be a functional kit, which I really enjoy. In here, we've got the Rescue Essentials. It's just a pressure bandage, a compact vacuum sealed pressure bandage. Pretty standard to hold wound pack in or to wrap a head wound or a non-life-threatening bleed on the leg or the arm. We've got a set of packing gauze. Now, this is not hemostatic agent. Hemostatic agents would jack the price up a little bit of this guy. Just know that when we look at the data between hemostatic agents and regular packing gauze, hemostatic agents will stop bleeding slightly faster, but we have yet to demonstrate a mortality benefit to them. So if this is all you can afford, this is your thing, you can buy these for like $2. This is just fine to pack wounds with. Now, we've got a standard Mylar blanket. Like always, hypothermia kills, and you need to make sure you're insulating this. You can't just put this around a naked patient and expect it to work and keep them warm. And last but not least in here, we have a pre-lubricated 28 French nasopharyngeal airway. I actually really like this. I was not aware that these were a thing until I got this kit in the mail and saw it. I think it's a brilliant idea because generally I just take my nasopharyngeal airways and I tape a packet of lube to the back of them. And I've had several instances where like my kit's been dropped or like hit or something and that lubricant pops in it and it is just absolutely nasty when you go to get your contents out. So having something pre-lubricated, don't need to worry about it. Can just pop it out of this packaging, pop it in a patient, and keep that airway open. That's really, really nice. And the flange on here, sometimes the flanges of the other nasopharyngeal airways, they're a little bit more fragile. So you go to put it in and they actually like suck it into their nair. I've had to pull more than one out of patients with hemostat just to keep it seated in the right location. So kind of neat it comes with that. Like I said, base, this thing can be customized any way you want. If you don't like the contents that are in there. Oh, I forgot one other thing, miniature Sharpie, taking notes, writing on the tourniquet, you name it. So kind of a neat little collapsible case. All in all, guys, I really like this IFAK. I think it's a neat form factor that can be utilized in a multitude of different ways, especially good for a car kit, and is just kind of low profile, out of the way. You're not even going to know you have it, which is perfect. Rescue Essentials does not sponsor me. They sent me this kit without any obligation to even do a video. They just wanted somebody to kind of test it out and see what they thought. Overall, like I said, I really like it. If you have any questions about anything I showed in this video, please leave them in the comments down below, and I will see you next week.